If you are anything like me, you are probably always on the lookout for what's next for Assassin's Creed. Of course, since we already know Assassin's Creed Shadows will be released this November and Assassin's Creed Hexa is targeted for 2026, it makes me wonder about other Assassin's Creed projects currently in the works. That's what I want to dive into in this video. Now, I'm not going to bore you with talk about non-existent Assassin's Creed games. Everything in this video is based on reliable information, primarily from Insider Gaming and specifically from Tom Henderson, who I've covered a few times on this channel. He's almost never wrong, and I wouldn't be surprised if he and another trustworthy source, Jonathan, have connections with Ubisoft. Regardless, there are quite a few Assassin's Creed remakes and other projects in the works that I haven't yet discussed on this channel. Before I get into it, if you enjoy this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date on everything Assassin's Creed. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with something that is pretty much confirmed. A month ago, Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming published an article about Assassin's Creed Red, now known as Shadows. At the bottom of the article, Tom mentioned other Assassin's Creed projects in the works, scheduled for release by the end of the decade, that's by 2030. The first game he mentioned was a Black Flag remake, codenamed Assassin's Creed Obsidian. Since this is a codename, it will most likely change by the time the remake is released. A Black Flag remake is a bit questionable in my opinion. Do we really need a Black Flag remake? That game looks, feels, and runs quite well, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt for a remake. It is considered the best pirate game of all time, after all. Last year, rumors started swirling about a Black Flag remake, and many people were thrilled. It was hinted at by Ubisoft Singapore, the team behind Skull and Bones, which is a bit of a game, let's be honest. They're taking the lead on this remake. Credit to Jay for these images showing a Black Flag remake has been in the works since September 2023. Profiles indicate involvement from a lead artist, project coordinator, and lead cinematic designer from Ubisoft Singapore. Since Ubisoft Singapore worked on Skull and Bones, which initially was intended to be a Black Flag spin-off, it makes sense for them to work on this remake, given their familiarity with pirate-themed games. I just hope it doesn't turn out as mediocre as Skull and Bones, as this is a complete remake, not just a remaster. This means major improvements like better graphics, gameplay mechanics, new features, improved audio, redesigned UI, bug fixes, optimization, and more, all while preserving the original feel of Black Flag to resonate with both new and long-time fans of the game. That's a pretty big task to undertake. The next Assassin's Creed game I want to discuss is more of a mystery but still confirmed by Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming. This particular game has the codename Assassin's Creed Nebula, which will likely change. The information about this title is intriguing. According to Insider Gaming, this game has the potential to be one of the franchise's most important releases, though it's unclear whether it will lean towards RPG or stealth gameplay. Insider Gaming reports that this game, codenamed Assassin's Creed Nebula, will feature locations like India, the Aztec Empire, and the Mediterranean. This is pretty interesting. I remember making a video about time periods I'd love to see in a future Assassin's Creed game, and the Aztec Empire was one of them. From 1428 to 1521, there's a lot to explore in a game. Ubisoft Sofia, despite their past hit-and-miss games, now has a big chance to prove themselves with this project. They've worked on games like Liberation, Black Flag, and Rogue, and in my opinion, only Black Flag stands out as truly special. The idea of having multiple protagonists and settings is exciting because it could bring a new twist to the series. The possibility of exploring detailed environments across various historical periods, similar to what we had with Revelations and Altar in Constantinople, is promising. We'll have to wait and see for more information about this project, but Assassin's Creed Nebula is definitely one to keep an eye on. Another project confirmed by Insider Gaming is a multiplayer Assassin's Creed game named Assassin's Creed Echo. Echo is still being developed by Ubisoft, with Ubisoft Anarchy at the helm. If the name sounds familiar, it's because they're also behind Star Wars Outlaws, set for release in August this year. They also helped with X-Defiant and Riders Republic, both decent games. They worked on the multiplayer side of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, which I haven't played, but if you have, you might gauge how Echo might perform. Ubisoft Anarchy is working with Ubisoft's Scale technology, which uses cloud computing to give games unlimited computing power, allowing for massive and highly detailed virtual worlds. This technology removes technical constraints, enabling developers to focus on creativity and design for unique player experiences. Who remembers the multiplayer for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood? That was the peak of multiplayer in this franchise, innovative, intense, and a ton of fun. The mix of stealth and strategy, trying to outwit and outmaneuver other players in beautifully created maps, was brilliant. I'm hoping Echo can capture that same magic. If it brings back that level of excitement, it's going to be fantastic. Fingers crossed they deliver something memorable, but we'll have to wait for more information about Assassin's Creed Echo. Another upcoming project is Assassin's Creed Raid, reportedly pitched by Ubisoft Chengdu, a division based in China. It's rumored to be a free-to-play, 4-player co-op game focusing on PvE, allowing players to control assassins from across the entire franchise. It's still unclear if Raid will be part of Assassin's Creed Infinity, designed to unify all upcoming Assassin's Creed games like Hexa and Shadows, bringing the series' various historical periods together and acting as a hub to access these games and future Assassin's Creed experiences, along with other Ubisoft titles. As I mentioned previously, Assassin's Creed Echo will also use the scale technology, and the same goes for Raid. Game Ranch theorizes that the codename Assassin's Creed Raid could suggest it's inspired by the raid activities in Valhalla, where players could team up to raid enemy strongholds. Given that it's free-to-play, we can expect some in-game purchases. Whether it takes inspiration from Valhalla's raids or introduces a new PvE concept, it's definitely a project to watch. As with the other games mentioned, we'll have to wait for more information to be released. The last Assassin's Creed project in the works is rumored to be an Assassin's Creed 1 remake, which is something the franchise definitely needs. For me, it's between Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2 that need a remake the most, as both games feel quite outdated to play in 2024. First, let's be clear, Ubisoft has not officially announced a remake for Assassin's Creed 1, so whatever you see on YouTube, no, it's not confirmed. Don't be misled by certain YouTubers' clickbait. Ubisoft is known to capitalize on popular IPs, so a remake is possible. They've updated many older titles, making them compatible with newer consoles and giving them a fresh look. We all know Ezio made a comeback in a remastered collection released in 2016, so it's reasonable to think they could do the same for the original Assassin's Creed game from 2007. While the story and visuals still hold up, the gameplay has not aged well. The missions were repetitive, involving the same cycle of arriving in a city, gathering intel, and taking out targets. Even the side quests felt like an afterthought. Playing it now in 2024 makes these flaws more obvious. A remake could modernize the gameplay while keeping the original essence intact. So, there you have it, 5 Assassin's Creed games that Insider Gaming has confirmed Ubisoft is working on. None of this information is speculation. For now, we'll have to wait and see how Assassin's Creed Shadows and Hexa turn out, as those are the big ones Ubisoft is focusing on, along with Infinity. More details on that will come later. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.